Defining those travels as you can for 494 episodes now. Only 6 episodes away from episode 500. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Goglings, Gogorifics, Gog peoples of the world. Welcome again to episode 494 of Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elderon. This is the show that we do here every Tuesday, focusing on story and narrative in games. And I am grateful to all of you for being here. I'm really looking forward to today as we take on a new game, a game that I have not played any of before, but have heard some good things about, and reminded me a little bit sort of like a Dredge-ish kind of feel or vibe to it, and I thought, you know, 'tis the season for things to be a little spooky. I don't like jump scares, I don't like gore and stuff like that, but I can get behind spooky, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this comes out. But before I get there, just a couple of quick reminders. If you haven't done so already, please follow us here on GogComm's Twitch channel. Please consider clicking through and consider subscribing to us here on GogComm's Twitch channel. And please consider clicking through to our own channels, because we have our own individual Patreons and subsystems and stuff like that as well. I'm going to be with you here tonight until about 7 to 7:15 p.m. Eastern or so. And then some hours after that, you're going to be joined by Kilgore Trout, who will be continuing to understand the Age of Dragons with Dragon Age Origins. So you can stick around for that. But I am excited to get this going. So let me just do that and turn on that. There we are. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. And I should note, incidentally, for everybody, that you will notice that I am wearing my I voted. That is because I am in the United States, and it is an election day. It is an off-year election, but that doesn't mean it's any less important for many, many, many reasons, including current state of affairs. We need to make our voices be heard for everything we can, including local elections, and to make clear that we want our country to move in a direction that it's not moving in at the moment. And so if you are in the United States, if you are within sound of my voice and you have not done so already, please go vote. Please do it now, every time, no matter how small or how insignificant it may seem. It is really important. If you do not exercise the right to vote, you will lose the right to vote. So you must do it. And please do. It makes a big difference. I did it this morning. So feeling hopeful about the results of these, and we will see. So can recommend, yes, please do. Voting is critically important in any capacity, but if you live in the U.S., please go do it. It's 4:20 by my count Eastern, which means that polls across America, the earliest, are not going to close for another 3 hours or so, and then obviously Central and Pacific, Mountain and Pacific time zones are later than that. So please go get out and vote, and then come back and play with us for Strange Antiquities. Which, speaking of that, I'm going to play this game now. I am aware, by the way, that which I've just installed. I am aware, thank you as well to GOG, as always, for providing this this copy. I am aware that Strange Antiquities is a sequel. The first game was called Strange Horticulture, and I do remember hearing about that game, although I didn't have a chance to play it. But everything that I've been able to read up on suggests that this is, first of all, a better game, and secondly, more interesting from a streaming perspective. And so I want to, you know, honor that and do that because it seems reasonable. So I'm going to do that if I possibly can. I saw your, yes, Echo, I saw it. I can't do it right now, Echo. I appreciate the message about the band. I can't do it right now. But I did see it, yes. I acknowledged, message received, I see it. Yes, so we're going to be doing Strange Antiquities. Again, a sequel, but supposedly a better stream game, at least than Strange Horticulture is. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe I'll really like it, and I'll go back to this other one. We'll see. Also, don't know how long this will take. My guess is, from the way that I've seen it described, maybe 3 to 4 sessions. And, of course, I also always reserve the right that if I do it and it turns out to be, like, you know, 3 hours or something, like if I don't like it, you know what I mean? Like if I play it and I'm like, you know, then we'll see. Have you seen both of these games Echo played? Both, like Horticulture and Antiquities? Have you seen both of them played? Because I have not played either one, so this is a whole new thing to me. Hard recommend. All right, well, let's do the thing then. Let's see how we go. Let's give Strange Antiquities a shot. Let's see how it is. And this game just came out within the last month and a half, I would say. Yeah, I thought Horticulture was a while ago. Chill, cozy, and somewhat eldritch. All right, let's see what we got. Again, I will adjust like of sound and so forth as I need to. This is the first time I'm firing it up, so. Iceberg Interactive. Bad Viking. Okay. Sound, let's drop that to 60. Let's drop the sound effects to like 60. We'll see. I may not need to keep it that way. We'll see. Visuals, fonts that are easier to read. I mean, we'll keep it for now, I guess. Gameplay, auto-labeling, automatically label identified items. I'm not entirely sure I know what that means. Yeah. Auto-labeling. I guess I won't do that for now. I don't fully understand what that means. Like, once you identify it, it's just a convenience. Oh, well then... So that's not easy mode if I do that imaginary. Is that what you're saying? That's like not easy mode to do it this way? Because that sounds like it might be a little less, they might look better for a variety of reasons. As long as it's not easy mode to switch that on, I'm going to keep it on then, I think. You think? Reasonable? Okay? Possible? I'll write it when I like the idea of it writing for me. All right, here we go. All right, never played it. Looking forward to it. As a thaumaturge's apprentice, there's a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care, and it's important to identify the harmful from the harmless, the potent from the mild. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Eli left the shop Strange Antiquities in my hands. Eli Manning, the incredibly overrated former quarterback of the New York Giants. None of us knew that by then the pendulum was already swinging with a terrible certainty that could not be stopped. The ravens were an omen, a circling unkindness of black wings and cheerless cries that seemed even then to signal the start of a rising dread. Hey! Listen, Prince Justin. Never has so much been done based on 2 and literally only 2 playoff runs. This is a guy who was literally under 500 for his career. I mean, he's great giant quarterback, not a Hall of Famer at all, in my opinion. Okay. Interact. All right. It's an archive. What is this? Gotta put the cat. It's papers, please. I've been called away to assist in an urgent matter in Ravenglass and must leave at once. I am leaving the shop in your care with some reluctance, I might add. Oh, let me tell you. And you beat the Patriots, thank God. Make use of my reference materials. Here, take this. So, yes, very happy that he was around for the Giants. Oh, my goodness. We needed that. There's an index in the back that may be useful to you. If in doubt, study it carefully. And remember that there are some powerful artifacts here. Under no circumstances should you seek entry to any locked doors, drawers, or cupboards. I'm going to seek entry to locked doors. In fact, safest not to touch anything at all. I should be back in a few days. Okay. Use arrow keys or WASD to navigate your shop. Okay, what's this? The thaumaturge, Eli White. Eli is a thaumaturge, a collector and curator of powerful objects. Objects that to the untrained eye may appear dull and lifeless, but that in the right hands and armed with the right knowledge can be a gateway to so much more. For Eli, the quest to unearth and understand each new object has been the driving force of his adult life. As owner of Strange Antiquities, Eli is a stern master. He knows firsthand what can happen if the right precautions are not taken. He doesn't tend to show much emotion, but he does have a more tender side, a side that is mostly reserved for the store's cat, Jupiter. Visits day 1. I've been called away to assist an urgent matter. Ravenglass must leave at once, blah, 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 blah. And Jupiter the cat, devourer of souls. Jupiter is the thaumaturge's cat, or more accurately, Eli is Jupiter's thaumaturge. Jupiter found strange antiquities, perhaps drawn to the curiosities within, and made it his home. Eli was more than happy to accommodate him, but he learned early on that Jupiter was his own master. His business is his own, but it largely consists of regular naps, terrorizing rodents, and midnight explorations of Undermere and beyond. What he does on his excursions is a mystery, but he seems to be well known among the town's residents. Okay. I know, I was thinking the same thing. All right. Okay. Thomas Pope. Congratulations! Today's the day you meet the great Thomas Pope. That's me. Okay. I'm a man of two loves, fresh mountain air and a little white door called Hamish. But I reserve some room for laughter among friends and shops with cats in them. Okay. If you'd be so kind, I'm looking for a replacement for my hunter's boon. Use this on items to inspect them. How do I... What? Can I... How do I... What the heck? Can I take this from you? I can't take it? Move the cursor over different parts of the object to inspect it. Bronze. Okay. An uneven texture. Okay. I have nothing to remark. Doesn't smell like anything. Nothing to remark. What? Thank you for the raid, Pendle Steven. That's the place you stick the boon. Oh. Wait, what? You pick an object to put there. Light-colored wood. Polished. Nothing to remark. Overcome by a warm, loving emotion. I don't know what this means, though. I should look up a hunter's boon in the book that Eli left for me. Oh. Right. That's what I need. Okay. A hunter's boon is a primitive item. They grant the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. They are made from trophies taken from slain beasts, with those from the deadliest predators being the most prized. They are simple items without embellishment. Okay, so I need something... something taken from a predator, I guess. Okay. Reorganize stuff and move it around. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're under the weather, though. Sort of. Okay, so I need something... maybe that? Yellowy brown. Smooth but with hard ridges. Sensation of power. bronze. Smooth. Strong sense of being watched. Vague items. The heck is this? Clay, textured. Nothing to remark. What happens if I get the item wrong? Does he get mad at me? What the frick? What is this? Okay, maybe I can't do anything with that yet. Experiment. Stone. Rough and pitted. Notice the slide out of body feeling like my hands belong to someone else. Green marble. Cold and smooth. How about this? Identified Hunter's Boon. This is a tiger's tooth, a trophy from a predator. On closer inspection, it gives a sensation of power. I guess I got it right. These carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with a sentiment or feeling, such as love or joy, and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. These sometimes feature crescent shapes. God damn it. You can, business as usual, handle your first customer. You can handle something items while inspecting them. Add labels to items while inspecting them using blah, blah, blah. So, I guessed correctly. Carved totems imbued with a sentiment or feeling such as love or joy and then held tightly to recall the same feeling. These sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with the Selenic and Noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often have a connection to either the moon or the night. So that has nothing to do specifically with what I did, right? That's just a thing. Like, that was just a thing that happened. That wasn't anything specific where it was like, oh, Hunter's Boon. Like, that wasn't like the Hunter's Boon. Like, I just get a random page, right? I guess. Jack Hungerford. The nights are drawing in again. Dark shadows hide dark deeds, or so my father always used to say. A page of the rest of your story. Seems like the shadows have grown darker since he passed 2 winters gone. A creeping dark is set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hold will draw it out. A shadow hold, huh? Alright. A shadow hold or a shattuck vessel is a container of any kind, sometimes a jar, a bottle, or some sort of box. It can be used to contain an Oshatic spirit, the manifestation known as creeping dark, pulling it from the shadows, draw you like poison from a wound, Saruman. They are decorated with an elaborate design called a shadow catcher, okay? Jar, bottle, or box. Jar, bottle, or box. Like this, for example. Clay. Pungent. Yep. The item is a container of some time. Design on the bottle is the same as the sketch. A A sun bond is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly, made of a non-precious metal of some kind, has a conjunction of light, carry the one light of sun, brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Very cool. There's an auto-labeling option in the settings if adding label by hand isn't your thing. I did it. Thank you very much. Okay, I want to check some of these people. Oh, I thought I got... Okay, I guess I didn't. This is reminding me so much of Papers, Please. Ah, no. Right. Yep, so I got Hunter's Boon, and I've got Shadowhold. David Schaefer. What's with all these ravens flying about Undermere today? I can't remember ever seeing anything like it. Not a good day to be the sort who believes in dark omens. A letter for you. Okay. We discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in the fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. That man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of much use here, but I thought of you when I came across an entry on the Shin. Charlie Weathers. Shin? Shin. Okay. Entrance in the Shin. I assume I can't do anything with that yet, but I will be able to. All right, pet the cat. Stanley Hume. I want an Asic ring. Asic. That's a pleasing word to hold on the tongue. Okay, you're not creepy at all. Asic ring. These somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to the goddess Korchin, but the practice... Korchin. Okay. But the practice fell out of favor as belief waned. They're hard to come across now, but they're occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin at bay. Some say they can hear Korchin's unearthly hiss when they hold an Asic ring up to their ear. I see it like cross-references. This reminds me a little bit of a combination of Papers, Please and Return of the Obra Dinn. All right, well, so hiss and a serpent goddess, right? Okay. Does it have to be a ring? Pretty sure this is not. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Ring. A ring. What if I don't have a ring? Or something serpentine, maybe. Oh. I'll bet that's it. Gold. Hard and cool. Well, that's got to be it. It wasn't the item I was looking for. What? I guess it didn't make any sound, so... No. I need something that hisses. I thought I needed a ring, actually. Gold. Cool. No, I need to hear this hissing sound. Maybe that? No. I want an Ossic ring. So something, I would assume something circular. Yep, that's it. That's got to be it. Yeah. Made of bone, this item satisfies the description macabre. Closer inspection confirms a hissing noise can indeed be heard. These stone items, evocant, these stone items weigh the same as a man's heart, according to popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important and should not stray more than a hair from precisely 1 pound. They are placed in the chest of those in a coma to draw them out. Edmund Bishop. The behavior of these ravens is disturbing to say the least. As a rule, they only come together to feed. Ravens are omnivores, carrion eaters mostly, but they'll take anything they can get their talons into. And they'll kill if necessary. Understand me? Kill! I didn't plan on dropping in today, but there's something happening out there, and I'd like to know what. A voice of Serenos might help put me at ease. Or it might do the opposite. A voice of Serenos, huh? First of all, let's find out more about you. The ornithologist, Edmund Bishop. The 14th Lord of Gleeson Castle. Gleeson Castle is a man of wealth and privilege like the 13 before him. He's a man who would be easy to despise, as his father was, but he's well loved by those who know him. Now retired, he was a professor of ancient languages at the University of Cumbria, but his real passion is birds. His students learned to divert particularly dense lectures on Latin by asking about local owl species or by quizzing the professor on increasingly exotic bird calls. Edmund was only too happy to oblige, spending hours recounting stories of his adventures in Africa and New Zealand. Okay. All right, let's find out about this voice of Serenos, shall we? The name Voice of Serenos is used to refer to any bronze torque that has certain imbued properties. With skill, such an item can be used to read the patterns of nature that are otherwise hidden to us. Serenos is Cernunnos is a pagan god of the forest and nature, typically depicted as a man with the antlers of a stag and often wearing or holding a torque. Cernunnos. So that corresponds to another one, too. Bronze. Okay, so bronze torque. Bronze. Smooth. Stone. We're looking for bronze. Wood. Red Paint or perhaps bloodstone. That's bronze, right? I think that's a torque, isn't it? Okay, antlers of a stag. Yes, right there. He's got it around his neck. Let's go. Item is made of bronze. Similar looking item appears around the neck of Skaranos in the sketch. Alright, so far 3 for 4 on perfect. There's some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not clear exactly what they do show. Another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps. A layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Okay. Okay. End of day 1. The black mare thundered through the icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach back Barrow. So you only have 17 days, basically? Interesting. An escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. Interesting. Day 2, Friday. Oh. I have to put this somewhere? Reminder, I've stored a couple of items in the cellar of the wine merchant next door. EW. First time I saw this, by the way. Wait a minute. You can use shift to bring up a magnifying glass. Okay. On thaumic fields. All thaumic objects produce a field of sorts. Although invisible to the naked eye, they can be observed by placing an object over a thaumic lens. The diurnic field pattern. These fields are not fully understood despite attempts to study them over the years. What is this? Wait, what? Undermere Station is a quiet, unassuming stop. Today its platform is empty save for a few passengers waiting in silence. 2 trains a day are enough to keep things running out here, a far cry from the hustle and bustle of London. What? The boatyard. Where's the boatyard? 8. This yard has seen better days. Very cool. A mess of broken and rotten timber covers most of the outdoor space that isn't taken up by upturned boats slowly being claimed by the weeds. In the middle of all this, a man looks up from repairing a small rowing boat. "You must be from strange antiquities," he says with a smile. He takes me into the dilapidated office where 2 metal buckets collect drips of brown water and a thin window pane rattles with every footstep. He pulls a sheaf of browned papers out of a desk drawer and places them gently in my hands. 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 thalamic disciplines: Selenic, Dradic, Noctic, Diurnic, Wixic, and Mentic. They help people to stay awake beyond any natural limits by storing their fatigue. Over time and repeated use, they become more and more difficult to handle, as though the undreamed nightmares within are beginning to seep out. Apparently, as an afterthought and somewhat reluctantly, the man gives me something else as I'm leaving. I have no use for it, he says. Don't even know what it's for. Got an item. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I've checked that off, which means I should be able to put that in archive. Okay. Sounds are muffled in its presence. All right, well. Bronze and iron. Somewhat painful. A darkness to it as if it holds untold fears inside. Okay. I think this is right, because this leads to that, or no. Yeah, this leads to that leads to that, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's see what we've got. Pet the cat. Okay. Verona Green. Ah, well, that's just perfect. Undermare fizzing with fear over these ravens, and the thaumaturge has left his apprentice in charge. Sorry, my dear, that was rude. Pay no attention to me. I'm an old lady who got out of the wrong side of bed. These ravens have got under my skin is all. Please do let Eli know that I was looking for him next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology. Okay. Ah. Oh my gosh, more references. Okay. All right, very cool. And Verona Green, the occult scholar. Verona's been a constant in Undermare for as long as the streets have had cobblestones and the churches have had bell towers. She is respected and feared, which she revels in, and she is revered and admired, which she tolerates. Her knowledge of the occult world is second to none, and her expertise has steered the citizens of Undermare away from catastrophe on more than one occasion. The near misses of the Selenic Flame and the Woken Dendru are 2 such events that spring to mind. She is of the opinion that no problem is so great, no obstacle so insurmountable, that it can't be diminished by a properly brewed pot of tea. Well, I mean, she's right about that. All right, let's see what we got. Tess Sherwood. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no prospects. I heard a horn shackle might be the answer. I'm going to check that out for you, but first, I'm going to have a chip with hummus. Horn shackles are used to bring about change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. Change. Whoops. 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 No, it's not what I meant. This one. In use, the horns are rubbed between one's fingers, causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, but are more commonly totems of some kind. Okay, well, that looks like a bull. And the smooth part. Life, horn shackle. This cross-referencing is cool. And demons. Horn shackle. All right. Let's check one other thing about it. Does it say what it's made out of? No. Okay. That. Smooth. Yep. What? Really? Okay, game, I see you. I see you. I thought that was it. It's that eye. The horns. Okay, so it's got to have... Boy, I would have bet it was that. Something with horns. Those are not horns, though. Horns. This? Hard and somewhat rough. Oh, could be that. Bone yellowed white. Hard and somewhat rough. No. A small Easter egg? Okay. I guess so. Really? Ah. Put the mask on Jupiter. That's funny. That's cool. The mice voted to mask the cat, I'll bet. Something with horns. Yeah, I know, right? They said it doesn't have to be a talisman, right? Can be worn as pendants, but are more commonly totems of some kind. Okay. Polished. Then this. Really? Uh-oh, have I already screwed myself completely by doing that? This part feels smooth. I wonder if I'm screwed because I got a couple wrong. A vesiger can be used to prevent the speed of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. Welcome back, David Schaefer. At least the weather's looking a little better out there today. Good day. You might be interested to hear that my plow overturned a strange-looking object yesterday. Come to the farm and it's yours for the right price, of course. Kind regards, John Royston. Okay, come to the farm. $30. John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the item he shows me. Any hope that he might not be fully aware of its value quickly evaporates, and after a lengthy negotiation, I reluctantly hand over the amount he originally asked for. Got an item. Okay. Archive that. Julia Braddock. Ah, Jupiter, we meet again. Our paths crossed late last night on Princess Street. We shared a moment before he slunk off into the dark on important business, no doubt. I wonder if you can help me. I'll try. I'm visiting my grandmother later, and I wanted to bring her something. She lives all alone on the edge of town out on Clanbrook Road, and I don't always manage to get out there as often as I'd like. I thought maybe a moon heart would bring her some comfort. Ah. I read about moon hearts. Moon heart, Selenic totem. Sometimes feature crescent shapes. Connection to either the moon or the night. The moon or the night. God damn it. Got baited. All right. The moon. Something associated with the moon or the night. Ah, she wants to be out there for her grandmother. Selenic tokens. Carved totem the owls associated with the night bears a concealed crescent shape. Using the closer inspect tool tells me it imparts a feeling of joy. Concealed crescent. Ah, because of this. Yes. I get it. I thought about it because of the owl being a creature of night. Holgen Grimm. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. So basically, it speeds up the day if I get something wrong. So I need to remember not to do that. Daisy Winters. A friend of mine, or former friend I should say, has been stealing jewelry from me. 3 necklaces have gone missing over the past few weeks, including one that was a gift from my late grandmother. Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure it never happens again? Ooh. I'll need to make a choice here. There are no wrong answers, but my decision will no doubt affect the events in motion outside my shop. Binding Seed or Zia? I think that's the Binding Seed thing, right? Maybe not, actually. Items are made of two distinct materials, representing the mentic and the wixic, the mind and the body. The winding path, the mind, is described by a spiral encompassing the body, the seed. A binding seed is a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. The Yew Labyrinth at Castle Morgan, a larger-than-life binding seed, okay? So a spiral. Or, what else? Zia. Worn about the neck to place them close to the heart, these innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. They can be difficult to remove. Zias are made of any single material except wood or clay. They typically have no symbol or other writings upon their surface. Don't do something wrong, I know. Pendant of always telling the truth. Pendant of bursting into song at inopportune moments. I think what I'm going to do is this guilt and shame one, I think, is what we want. Because that Zia one seems a little extreme to me. So if we do Binding Seed to increase feelings of guilt and shame. So we're looking for a labyrinthine thing. Could well be that. So, winding path, so a spiral. Oh, but. That's not a pendant. We want a pendant. Don't like how this makes me feel. Necklace of turning into Kushland. Yeah, exactly. See, what I'm a little nervous about here... Okay, that's fear and paranoia right there. I think this is what we want. Binding Seed. That's what I wanted. Good. Thought so. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled thaumaturge, but can have some small effect. An Oshadic spirit or a wandering shroud will not abide them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient and some would say primitive component of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious metals. Okay. Emmett Burrows. They found a man just now in that house where all them ravens were. I wish I hadn't seen, but I did. He was sheet white, but it was his eyes that are going to give me nightmares. All black they were. It was like he weren't there anymore. I don't need to wait around for another sign. I'm taking my family to Sedberg, and I'll be taking a Labula to see us safely through. Okay. A Labula, huh? Libulae are purported to offer reassurance in times of upheaval and change, but they are not held in high regard by most scholars of the occult. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that a libula is not merely decorative. There's power in symbology, as the old thaumaturges knew well. I could hold the book open while I was looking at some of these things. What? That's going to be interesting. Bronze. Raised detailing. My heart feels lighter. Detailing. God damn it. Whoa. What? A deep fear has taken root. I must break the hold it has over me. Goal is to break the seal. Match dice sections to a section of the seal, symbols to a section of the seal to break it. Stars are wild. It can be any symbol as long as they're all the same. Roll the dice as many times as you like. Click dice to lock or unlock them. If you get 3 crossed bones before banking, you lose a life. What? Okay. Okay. Interesting. 2 stars. Do anything. Yay, Jupiter! I guess. Break the seal before it breaks your mind. I'm working on it. Oh, stars are wild? Oh. I didn't. Okay. Star is any. Okay, my bad. Win the dice game. Sanity restored. Alright, that's cool. Okay. So it wasn't that. Please don't brute force the answers puzzle. Yeah, no, I mean, I figured. Crackling energy. This is not much of a... Oh, wait. Actually, hold on. Wait a second. What did he say the thing was? Alright, triangle, circle with a sun in the middle. Triangle, circle with a sun in the middle. Wisdom means there's some of that. Gold. Okay, so... Oh my gosh, this is complicated. Alright, hang on. Also, hi, Doomsday. Okay. Change and wisdom. Change and wisdom. Change and wisdom. Alright, wisdom, we have this. What about change? Maybe gold and wisdom? All right, what does that wisdom symbol look like? God damn it. This. Basically like a hat. This. Is it gold? No, but it's detailed. I bet this is it, because that's the wisdom thing. Yep. Libula. This item bears a symbol of wisdom. Witch's fingers are said to be the severed digits of the Witch of Undermere. They're capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is suddenly purification of the body. A most unpleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. Okay. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head where he had sliced himself with a diverging hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. Okay. Okay. Still don't know what these things are all about. I'm gonna guess that there's nothing else in here. Okay. Francesca Robertson. Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm Francesca Robertson, a doctor of sorts. I assume you heard about Mr. Hungerford? It seems to be the talk of the town already. I'm used to dealing with maladies of an occult nature, but black eyes are certainly unusual. I've heard of something like this before, but I don't see how it could be the same thing. Either way, I'm hopeful an evocant will have some effect. Ah, I read about the evocant. First of all, let me check here. Francesca Robertson. Growing up, Francesca's father was her hero. When he died suddenly and tragically in a mysterious incident, nobody seemed able or willing to give her the answers she demanded, and she grew tired of being fed the same stories that she knew could not be true. As she entered adulthood, she learned how to find things out for herself. And what she learned opened her mind to a world she hadn't known existed, a world of occult maladies and dark articles. She learned about Tormund's paralysis, Hobbs' fear, and the Sapphire Curse, and she learned that these maladies could be cured. Okay, I read about the evocant, so I got one of those. These stone items weigh the same as a man's heart, according to popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important and should not stray more than a hair from precisely 1 pound. They are placed in the chest of those in a coma to draw them out. Okay, so we need a stone item that weighs 1 pound. So, there's that. Is that made of stone? No, it's made of iron. That's not going to work. Is that made of stone? It is made of stone. With a fossilized thing. That, however, is too heavy. This is stone, right? Yep. Evocan item is made of stone. Using the wearing the item, use my scales shows that it's exactly 1 pound. Daedalus Link. A Daedalus Link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their designs vary, but they might point to some facet of flight. A feather or the wings of a bird or insect, for example. Temperance Parker. I had a quiet chat with Edmund Bishop in the Guilty Ram last night. The Guilty Ram, what a great name. He's always got an interesting story to tell, but last night he was different. I can tell he's worried, which has got me worried too. I know it's not much, but I'd like a shield charm all the same. Shield charm. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled thaumaturge, but can have some small effect. An Oshatic spirit, oh, I already talked about this, yes. Make use of the art of symbology, can be made from a variety of materials, rarely precious metals. Okay, not precious metals. What do you got by way of protection? Nope, 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 nope. There we go. 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds and something made of wood. I have that wood thing up there. That's lots of protections. God damn it. All right, what is that? Wood. Okay, so it's got, what is that symbol? It's a witch sign. It's probably not it then. What's it made of, though? Bronze. It's probably not right. That's protection. Probably pewter of some kind. I bet that's it. Yep. Got an achievement unlocked. Identify 10 items. Apprentice. This pendant as a symbol of protection. St. John's Anvil. These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name, a fact that is reflected in their designs. They have quite different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, an anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. There's something I wanted to show you. I didn't like the look of it, so I left it where I found it. What if it's cursed? It was hanging behind an old shed, all overgrown with ivy. Let me draw a quick map for you. There. Oh my gosh. Lake, forest that looks like a church. So near a church. Undermere Church is 28. Church forest next to a lake. Church forest next to a lake. Okay, there's the church. There. God damn it. Really? There's a church, there's a forest, and it's the shed. It's the shed to the northeast of the church. I see the lake, but that's not... That's annoying, because that's not the way it shows... Okay, look at this. Look at this. That church is to the southwest. This is positioned to the northwest. Anyway. Shed is actually a wooden summer house that looks out over the pond, but it's clear that it hasn't been used in some time. Thick brambles claw their way up and over one side of the structure, and ivy covers the rest in a mottled green cloak. I find what I'm looking for to the rear. Parts of the ivy have been torn away recently, revealing an amulet hanging from a rusted nail. Something else catches my eye as I reach for it, and I notice that there's another pendant hanging next to it, almost completely hidden by the ivy. Got 2 items. That's probably fair. Because, like, here's this map. You see this map? There's the church, right? So you would expect that the shed would be to the northeast, right? Okay, so now look at the map. Here's the church, right? There's that. That is not northeast. That is at best north and probably a little northwest. Oh, wait, unless... Wait a minute now. Hold on. Oh, unless it was directed like I see. It was like this. I see. So it's actually like he would have to put this, if you reversed this, like if you put the Ferryman's Way up to the top, this is Ferryman's Way. Then that makes sense. Okay, all right. Okay, good to know. All right. Can archive that. Okay, cool. Eli's picked a bad time to leave Undermere. I've come from the Hungerford house where I've been helping Dr. Robertson and looking for any clues about what happened there. There wasn't much to go on. I did find a shattered Oshetic vessel, but whatever did this was no creeping dark. There was a strange black stain on the flagstone floor that I didn't like the look of. And the ravens. Very unusual, but at least they seem to have dispersed. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to take a trip to Gleeston Castle to see if Edmund Bishop can shed any light on their behavior. But first I would like a Vesiger. Whatever this is, we don't want it spreading. Ah, yes, I read about this Vesiger. A Vesiger can be used to prevent the spread of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. Ahaha, my candle will help. So, first of all, disease. Disease and pestilence. Okay. Oh, God damn it. Okay. Looking for disease. Pestilence. It might be that, but I'll come back to it. Yeah. That's the only one. Yep. Nice. Using a candle able to confirm their flames burn blue in its presence. Moonstone Guardian. For the banishment of Hobsphere Noctic Sight, these tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Okay. 2 days earlier, the rider and his fellow adventurer were deep underground, exploring the tunnels below the Kirkhead Tower when they made a discovery. Their elation at their find would soon turn to horror. Okay. A key. After a disagreement between two houses, I was buried behind lock and key. I wonder if that means something. Lock and key. Lock is 7. And key would be here. I was buried behind lock and key. Damn it. What? It's buried behind lock and key. Yeah, because of that. Achievement unlocked. Yeah, baby. Solve your first clue card. A large flat slab of granite marks the otherwise empty field. It bears an inscription. On this spot in the year 1813, Arthur Key did shoot and kill the beloved horse of Wellington Lock. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents as well as a pistol and another item that catches my attention. Oh. Okay, so let's take a look at this. That's got some corresponding. Escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. Northwest of the prison, huh? So that's 10 is the old jail. Northwest of the prison would be here. Yep. The dilapidated warehouse is dark and imposing, and the struggling flame on my lantern does little to pierce its depths. I slowly search through its contents with a sense of despair, wondering if I'm even in the right place at all, when suddenly and unexpectedly I uncover something of value. More relieved than elated, I take the trinket back to the shop for further study and a warm drink. Ooh, that looks not awesome. Cellar of the Wine Merchant. Darn it. Could also be here. The proprietor, Mrs. Cranmore, begrudgingly grants me access to the cellar when I explain that I'm from Strange Antiquities next door. Yes, well, take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me, but I don't like the thought of those unnaturals in my cellar. Yeah, buddy. Get you some more of those. Okay. Archive that bad boy. All right. Yep, now I know how to handle the playing cards. Now this one here is harder. It's obviously associated with a building. See, if I knew that it was just... My worry about this is the fact that I don't know that it's going to be... that I might have to turn it around. No, that's not it. It's got to be one of these sets of buildings. Does that mean... Yeah, I want to find this first. So there's like a little... Looks like a battleship. There's a left chimney. Let's work down this way. So... Nothing here. No, looking for a left chimney. Left chimney. It's got... No, it's not right, I don't think. Alright, sounds good, Echo. See you soon, be well. Okay. That's me. Oh, yeah, okay, thanks. I That's not helpful. I mean, is that north? Which means that this would be like, I wish I could tilt it. It'd be really helpful if I could tilt it, actually. I mean, I know it's one of these building structures. It's got to be something where there's a little tab at the end. There's a little tab at the end. See, I keep coming back to this, but it doesn't look right. Because this has got, it's got that little tab, but... No, doesn't look right. Tab. Here's another tab, but again, that's not, no. And that's our same block, too. Need a tab. Hey, thank you, Darksaber. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you, Saber, my friend. How's everything going, man? Good to see you. Welcome to a strange Antiquities place. This is a very interesting game. Very cool. Gathering info about stuff, basically. Occult items. And, of course, there's nothing wrong going in this town at all. Town is just totally normal here in Undermere. It requires streamer's ear. Well, I'll see what I can do, Bolland. Also, hi, Quadrillion. And, again, thank you, Saber. Thank you, everybody. You should be following Saber on here on GOG if you are not already. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out this clue, which is that this corresponds to one of the building structures on the map. And I need to find it so I can find another artifact. Hey, what's up, Questionable Results? Yeah, certainly not at all. Have you played this? And did you play the first one, Saber? Because I heard that this was better than the first one, but... keep thinking about. You still dispute this one solution? Oh man, really? That's unfortunate because that makes me worry that I'm not seeing something. No. Nope. I got the other two clue cards, but this one... No. Nice. All right. Well, I mean, I may have to check out this one. This is very cool so far. I am kind of walled here. I don't... Okay, right. No, I didn't do that. No. What I meant to do. Just trying to get rid of that. Because the only thing that I see that says a little tab is this. I guess it could be mirrored. And then it would be like... I really wish that I could have this up at the same time instead of having to have it like lower, small like this. You do need to rotate the card, yeah. Rotate it. Yeah, I mean, I figured I would need to, but like... spatial relations. Well, the only one that I know of is I saw this. I already tried that, and that was a no. I guess there's this, but it doesn't extend. It doesn't, like, lead to that. There's this, but that doesn't really... Even if I rotated it, it wouldn't, that's not quite right. There's this... Shape on the card matches exactly. Matches exactly. What were you playing, by the way, Saber? Sorry, I should have mentioned that before. I'm preoccupied trying to figure out this, trying to do tangrams with this. Check the residential streets. Yeah, like in, yeah, I mean, in here somewhere, I figure, but like... Oh, unless these are the residential streets? Tavern Keeper from Game to... Oh, nice! Very nice. How was it? Did you dig it? Did you keep the bar patrons happy? The tavern patrons, I should say. We're looking for something which looks like this. Like the buildings have to look like this. And supposedly the card needs to be rotated a little bit. I wish I could actually do that. But it matches allegedly perfectly. Halfling with the salamander set the tavern on fire. Well, that's an occupational hazard, you know. That happens a lot. This is what happens when you let halflings have salamanders, honestly. Looks like an assault rifle. A dragon fire brigade person put it out. That's funny. I don't... Like... Wish I knew what way it has to be rotated. So if it goes like... Right, it's not any of this stuff. It could... No, it's not going to be that. Yes, I would love to know how to rotate. I see the compass, but like... Even if I rotate it this way... I wish I could actually move the map. But I'd love a rotate... Like... If I rotated it that way, compass part, yeah, is where the north should be. I got it. So then, so then it would be facing like this then? So it'd be facing this way. You see it? It's a very distinctive notch. So that needs to be north, which means this goes... Okay, so this is supposed to be angled this way, right, on the map? Like this up and down, north and south, is going this way on the map, right? Because the compass is supposed to be here. So this shape is like this. Oh, wait, or is this north? Oh, is that north? Is that north? Oh my god, my spatial relations. I think it's a little ridiculous that you can't rotate the card, to be honest. That's a little ridiculous. Oh my god. All right. Yeah. So it should be facing like... It should be going this way then, right? I literally am turning my head around. I know. I can't tilt the monitor. It's a big monitor. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm taking a picture of it. This is a ridiculous thing that they didn't include it. It's silly. In the shop, I would obviously be able to do this. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, I have to then I have to undo auto-rotate on my phone. All right. So... Okay. Northeast, yeah. So it's up this way. Where the frick? Assault rifle. They put this, okay, I do need to know that. They put the dot on the south or the north? Is the dot to the south or the north? Like, is that... They didn't? So, is this north, Saber? So, wait. That little dot. So what is north and what is south then? Like, is this north? Is this north or is this north? That's just the card effect. Oh my god. All right. Is this north? Icon has no directional meaning. It's pointing northeast. It's pointing northeast. What does that mean? I'm so confused. It's pointing northeast, meaning what? That it's this way? Wait. The top of the card... Wait. The compass... Just the compass is north? Is that what you're saying? So, like, just the compass itself, just this symbol is north? So, like, this is north. Just, like, this part is north. So I should rotate it basically 180 degrees. That's not north. There is no north on the card. What the hell is a compass for, then? Aesthetics, great. So it's just supposed to look like the compass on the card is artwork, great. So then, like, I'm supposed to look in the northeast of the map? I'm supposed to look to the northeast of the compass rose? Like, this is north, so I'm supposed to go this way? I will happily take hints, because I have no idea. I don't understand this at all. Thing goes from southwest towards northeast. This is southwest. That's northeast. I'm looking for a road? I mean, Princess Street, I guess. Roads have buildings. No, I know. But looks like this, I guess. Ugh. All right, well, I hope there's not a lot more like that, because that was really weird. There's a narrow gap between the two houses, and I spy a small wooden chest wedged firmly inside. Slowly, I manage to work it loose. When it finally comes free, it shoots out onto the hard ground and snaps open, revealing its long-hidden treasures. Bizarro. All right. If you say so. Okay, can you fit that in there? Good. Let's move that. There. Nope. There we go. And we got ourselves a lot of pendants here. Okay. Weird, but we got it. Eli White. Well, the shop is still standing. Yeah, a little bit. That's something. Say what you will about Undermere, but this town's never quiet for long. I leave for a few days, and someday everyone's talking about ravens and curses. I'm going to need to find Verona to get up to speed on what's going on. At least I didn't come away from Ravenglass empty-handed. I can always rely on Quiet Susan to unearth an interesting trinket or two. I see. Interesting. All right. Ah, she's wearing the locket. I'm not a good person. I'm pushing away the only people I care about. Help me do better, please. Oh, she's wearing the necklace. I have to change, but I don't know how. Because she stole the necklace. What do you have that can help me banish my inner demons and make the changes stick this time? So you stole the necklace, huh, Edith Moore? Banish my inner demons. I put the mask on Jupiter. Which was funny. That was thanks to Imaginary suggested it. All right. Let's take a look at demons. Have to banish my inner demons. Oh, really? We'll see. Banish my inner demons. Strength. Excuse me. Strength or protection. Banish. Banish inner demons. Oh, this just did the work. Okay, because the horn shackle. Okay, so I didn't have to find a new thing. Francesca Robertson. The elegant didn't snap Mr. Hungerford out of it, unfortunately. You place it like on a shelf. It's strange. At times he appears almost awake, but he's deep in some kind of trance, and I can't get anything out of him. He seems to be searching for something. I'm beginning to suspect this is beyond my skill set, but I'm not willing to give up so easily. I know it's a bad idea, but I'm going to need a sleep vessel to get me through this week. So I place what on a shelf, Saber? You mean like, is this his spot, so I could place it here? Slightly lower. Whoa! Ah! What the heck? Does he, like... he just knocks it off the shelf. That's funny. Sleep vessel, right. 6 points of a sleep vessel are said to represent the 6 thaumic disciplines: Selenic, Dredic, Noctic, Diurnic, Wixig, and Mentic. They help people to stay awake beyond any natural limits by storing their fatigue. Over time, repeated use, they become more and more difficult to handle, as though the undreamed nightmares within are beginning to sleep out. Okay, so we need something with 6 points. Blue, orange, green. Six points. Yeah, no kidding, right? That is pretty funny. He's just like... Need more info. Selenic, Dradic. All right. Selenic, Dradic, Noctic, Diurnic. God damn it. Selenic. Okay. Moon, Earth. Okay. So moon, Earth, day, night, mind, body. Okay. Selenic. I read something else about Selenic. That's a Selenic totem. Jupiter will not break anything. That's actually good to know, yeah. You get soft lock just by doing that? Okay. So that's... But that has protection on it, but that's not sleep vessel. Although crackling energy... it might be. 6 points, too. That's not 6 points. Holds untold fears for 5, 6 points. Has an energy about it. It could be a sleep vessel. It has 6 points to it. This also... This is interesting. Gold and stone. Warm. Hard and cool. It's not 6 points, though. I think it's this. God damn it. Gotta do the deep root thing. Okay. No problem. Success. Sanity restored. Sleep vessel. You're a sleep vessel. Oh, it has 6 points. Nightmares within them. What was the thing that was the... No. Might be this because of nightmares. Yeah, wow. Yeah, amen to that, Saber. 6 points. Closer inspection reveals the darkness inside. Okay. Resonance compass will point towards nearby resonant objects, the only objects that can be detected in this way. Resonant objects are highly prized both by thaumaturgists and those who collect occult curiosities. Okay. Althea O'Shea, you're new. Many years ago I owned a silent breath, but it was already old when I inherited it and its power died soon after. It's about time I replaced it. Silent breath, huh? Every silent breath you take. There are those that consider the white heart a prize to be claimed, but there's no glory to be had from killing such a noble guardian of the forest. A silent breath contains a small token taken from a living white stag. While the stag lives, the item will retain its power, allowing the bearer to sense danger before it arrives. White stag, guardian of the forest. Hello, Sherbert. My own personal Jupiter. What are you looking for? Silent breath? Small token taken from a living white stag. Could be that. A white hair. Make the hair stand up on the back of my neck. Danger. Yep. Ha-ha! Closer inspection, my senses come alive. Elvastones. Elvastones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as Braxis or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with Selenic discipline, a connection that's also reflected in their design. When I saw the white hair, because I was like, oh, look, a stag. And I'm like, nope. It's doing the too obvious thing for me. Rufus Shelley. I've always wanted to try Daedalus Link. I have a personal interest in the Celestial brand, so I'm not completely new to such things, nor am I ignorant of the risks. And now I have a good reason for it. I need to take care of some roof repairs, and this would seem the safest way to approach it. A Daedalus Link, huh? A Daedalus Link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly light in weight. Their designs vary, but they might point to some facet of flight. A feather or the wings of a bird or insect, for example. Surprisingly light in weight. It's not that light. I bet that's bait. That's bait! Every sound has become both louder and clearer. It's like sonar of some kind. Got fixated on horns and horn shapes, yeah. This item yells Morthwill was here. I know. I was thinking about how much of this would be very Morthwill-ish, this whole shop. It's a little warmer than I would expect. An eye is creepy. How light are you? No, even lighter than that. I bet this is you. Let's go. Let's go. Bird motif is a connection to flight. Using my weighing scales, I can confirm that it is very lightweight. Cusic Purifier. A small topaz gemstone known as the eye is placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Small tokens such as rings or amulets, perhaps submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Of course, there's a limit to the effectiveness of this process. Edmund Bishop. The ravens are back, I see. Looks like it's going to be worse this time. This is the ornithologist. After speaking to Verona, I've come to extend an open invitation to visit Gleaston Castle. My family has lived there for generations, and I know there are artifacts that would be of use to you, gathering dust in hidden corners. All I ask is that you stay out of the south tower and the master bedroom, and run anything you find by me first, of course. Here's something to get you started. Walk past the main staircase, turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end, go through the door to the left. There's a small plinth in the corner of that room with an item on it that you're welcome to. I never did like it anyway, Edmund. Oh, you can change. You have more than one map? Main staircase, turn left. Walk past the main staircase, okay. Here's the grand hallway. Turn left. Follow that corridor down to the end and go through the door to the left. Here. The plinth is not hard to spot in the corner of the room next to a small writing desk. A glass jar houses the object mentioned in Edmund's note. As I gather the item and turn to leave, my eye is drawn to a green book on the desk. The author's name is of particular interest. I pick it up and find Edmund on my way out, who encourages me to take it with me. I try to insist on paying for it at least, but he won't entertain the idea. Ooh, I got gemstones. Right, okay. Nope. Interesting, okay. Okay, let's have you archived. Okay. Nice, so... Okay. At the end of a long passageway, after days spent clearing away dangerous rockfalls, the duo came upon a chamber. In it they found a small stone tomb, too small to contain human remains. This really is reminding me of a combination of Dredge and Papers, Please. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my god, what is that even? Facing northeast to a building? No rotation needed. I wish I knew if this was actual size. Can the clue cards ever refer to the second map? Can a clue card, like, could it be this? Portrait of some dead lord eyes me suspiciously as I enter the room and start absent-mindedly opening drawers. The room is cold and austere, and I'm about to leave when I spot a crate under the chest of drawers. This could be something. Nice. Sweet. Okay. We're starting to get to the point where totems are not going to get the job done here anymore. David Schaefer. Not sure about this fog today. It's an eerie atmosphere out there, especially with those damn ravens back again. It's usually fierce black dogs I've to worry about, not big black birds. Better off inside, I reckon. The triangle has intrigued me ever since I first heard about it as a young boy. What caused the pine trees to grow like that? Did someone plant them? I know you'll at least have heard of it, but did you know this? I calculated the exact center point, and there's a small clearing there. It can't be a coincidence. What's more, there's a certain energy about it, not entirely welcoming either. I wonder if you might take a look for yourself. Thomas Pope and Hamish. All right, so the center of the triangle. Pine trees. That's the triangle. Sure enough, as I approach the center of the curious triangular copse at the heart of Heath Wood, I come across a clearing. A tree that has been split in two stands in the center. Sunlight breaks through, and I take a deep breath of cleansing pine and earth. Almost immediately, I am struck by a sense of ominous power, and my intuition tells me that there is something unusual here at the heart of the wood. I examine the broken tree and notice some strange markings carved into the trunk. Heart beating faster, I spot something else embedded in the wood. 3 pendants arranged in a triangle shape. Okay. Let's put that over there. Let's put this here. Let's put this here. Pendants, pendants, pendants. Okay. Archive that bad boy. Let's do it. Gus Foley. It's been many years since I performed the Rite of the Red Knives, but I can still remember every step. I'd do it one more time before I die if I could only get my hands on an Orford spire. I tried that place in Arnside and they sent me here. What's the benefit of the Rite of the Red Knives? Okay, Orford Spire, you say. During the Rite of the Red Knives, an Orford spire is fully submerged in goat's blood for 9 days and 9 nights. When performed correctly, the rite is said to impart vitality and clarity of thought, although perhaps not for the goat. I'll bet that's this thing over here. I'll bet that's this thing. Flecked with blood. Yep. Pick that up immediately because these 2 points. 2 of the points of the item are visible in the sketch. Closer inspection reveals dried blood, suggesting this item has been submerged in blood. The League of the Amphisian Heart uses these items as part of its grim initiation rite. Amphisian Talon. They guard their secrets closely, but it's said that they worship the ancient nameless gods, communing with them via the broken path. Acolytes must press the tip of a talon hard against their cheekbone to the point of drawing blood. They perform this act nightly for 49 days, 7 sevens, after which the scar will forever mark them. Thank you for the follow on my channel, Esoteric Delight. That means What's-Her-Face did that. The doctor. Oh, every time he goes, whoops. I need to go away for a few days again. The Order of the Black Veil will have the information I'm looking for. They seek to understand the world beyond death, drinking an elixir that sinks them into a deep trance. If I'm right, they may be able to shed some light on these events. The only problem is, I burned that bridge long ago. Could you hand me that Geese of Lillian? Won't be the first time I've used one to get around their hatred of me. Geese of Lillian, huh? Or I should say Guise of Lillian. These items can allow the bearer to pass unrecognized. If used for any length of time, the wielder can begin to lose their sense of self. The remains of bygone creatures have been used in thaumaturgy for centuries, from petrified teeth and bones, I bet it's the mask, to trilobites, ammonites, and devil's toenails. A Guise of Lillian is one such item that makes use of this ancient source of power. I'll bet it's this. I was totally wrong. I was too confident. I flew too close to the sun. So, creatures' remains of some kind. Petrified something. No. Pinkish gemstone. Stone. Brown twine of some kind. Has an ethereal quality to it. No, none of this looks right. Oh, fossilized. Yep. Yep, that's it. Huzzah! The item has an ammonite fossil embedded in it. Closer inspection reveals that it produces an out-of-body feeling. Upon activation, a Tenebrine cloak can create a sphere of enshrouding darkness that will cloak all within its reach. A single stone set in bronze gives power to these totems. See ya, Eli. Rebecca Rose. Hello. Oh, is that a cat? My eyes may have completely gone now, but it's good to know I still have my cat senses. I do hope I'm in the right place. My daughter told me about a shop that specializes in unusual items. My life's joy has always been painting. Without that in my life, I'm afraid I'm at a bit of a loss. I know that I will never see it again, but is there anything in your collection that might help me paint again? I feel a little foolish for asking. It seems such a small thing, but to me it means everything. Interesting. All right, so hang on a second. Rebecca Rose. Rebecca's eyesight deteriorated very quickly several years ago, and now she's just barely able to distinguish dark and light. This affliction has robbed her of the thing that brought her the most joy in the world, painting. And yet it has not robbed her of her determination, or her kindness, or her love of life. When she learned of strange antiquities and that it might hold a way to restore her sight, she was hesitant. She never did anything without careful consideration, but eventually her desire to paint again won over, and she decided the risk was worth taking. So we have two options here, Ares Remnant or Spirit Eye. So the Ares Remnant, objects induce a form of synesthesia where colors and tones, light and shadow can be felt through touch. They are sometimes used by those who work in low light conditions such as miners. The gemstones in an Ares Remnant are arranged in the shape of a constellation that shares its name. Okay, so that's the synesthesia option. Or a Spirit Eye. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not clear exactly what they do show, another layer beneath the visible world perhaps, a layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Ugh, man alive. I can't do that. I want to give her the Ares Remnant because I think it's... That other one I think is sort of like not really what she was asking for. All right. So this is like 2, 3, 4. Has gemstones, right? How many gemstones? 4 gemstones? 4 gemstones. So those are 3. Bet that's an Ares Remnant. See that again. Yep. Gemstones are arranged in the Aries constellation. Older Scythian charms are carved out of wood, but the more powerful designs make use of the planetary metals. No two are identical. They're used by horticulturists to encourage stubborn plants to thrive. They change with the weather, usually quite cold, but warm and tingly to the touch while it is raining. Clarence Hawker. Those ravens have done for 3 more, poor buggers. 2 of them up at Carlgarth and another fella, a fisherman. People are getting a bit panicky around here. Nothing natural about folk turning up with eyes all black like that. Now it's fog, too. With the nights drawing in and me working late, I refuse to walk down Old Brook Road without so much as a lantern. I had something nice and bright in mind. Sunbond, huh? A sunbond is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. So we're looking at gemstone, but it's not a non-precious metal. So non-precious and a gemstone of light. Gemstone of light. Whoops, I just passed it. Yellow or orange? Like that. It's made of bronze. Okay, so it could be that. That's gold, so it can't be that. It's got to be this. Yep. You can actually visit strange horticulture in this game. That's cool. Has an amber gemstone, a stone of light, made of bronze, a non-precious metal. Closer inspection reveals that it is strangely warm. Cyrene Ward. Made from basilisk scales, a material known to endure intense heat, these unusual objects can permit the bearer to withstand fire and flame and remain unharmed. They do not, however, offer protection against the deadly basilisk itself. Audrey Bell. Ding. Bend your ear to the trees. Hold your palm out to the wind. The ravens can feel it. Can you? Something is stirring. I will need a Holgan Grim in the coming days. The priest, Audrey Bell. Followers of the warrior god Holgar are not easy to come by, but they make up for their low numbers with zeal and grandiosity. Their priests have all the self-appointed authority of a village fete organizer, and the power struggles between clergy and acolyte are as bitter as hard-fought as many a debate about bunting or cake stands. Audrey has strong opinions about death and the afterlife, perhaps forgetting that the god she follows is best known for sending thousands of people reluctantly to it, but had very little to say about its substance. Hogan Grimm, huh? Let's see what I got. These eerie so in strange horticulture, are you just identifying kinds of plants, basically, but in the same kind of weird way? These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, wolf song's truth to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. What do you need? Holgren? Death in the afterlife. Doesn't really help me that much. All right. What's this business about death? That one. Protection against what? Crackling energy. Dark stone for dark purposes. Dark blue-green. Path of the warrior. I wish it would just bring me back, like, to where I was before without me having to go, like, all the way back and then up again. I feel like a little bit too much extra clicking. Curious what this says. An eerie item. Sacrament to ask for his protection. Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment. Maybe an eerie item. Green gemstone. What's green do? Stone of the earth and of nature. Okay, that's not that. Dark green. The fourth eye, a stone of sight. So she'll need to see things. Might be this. Okay, so let's take a look at the symbols. We got this thing and this thing. Probably a pendant of some kind. Turquoise gemstone. What does turquoise do? Stone of water. Doesn't really help. Pearlescent blue glass. Blue glass. I mean, it's something that they wear, so it's probably a pendant. Okay, what is a black gemstone? Stone of fire and fury. Oh, stone of the night and of darkness. That's what that is stone of night and darkness. This is a little obscure. Wolf Song's truth to seek his judgment. Protection, truth, and warrior, maybe? So... So, protection. There's truth. Protection. So, could be that. Like, protection and truth. Maybe fire? Wait. Blessings? No. Protection, truth. This is rough, man. Dark blue-green gemstone. What is that? Could be this. Yep. Because the thing about death, it's an eerie item that can be worn. Shows a priest wearing the mask. Oh, the priest was opposite us. I see. A sketch of Holgar. Interesting. These items depict the god Ceranos in his non-human form. Lead heart. They're heavy. They look due to a core of lead hidden by a more modest exterior. They're said to kindle romantic interest and are sometimes given as wedding gifts. Okay, before we end the day, I want to look at this. I was right to begin with. I did go to this to begin with, but then I didn't know what to do with it. And that, yeah, okay. Inside was the reason they had toiled so hard, a small black casket. A very valuable small black casket. They knew enough not to open it, but perhaps too little to fully understand the danger it posed. Stairs, huh? Up the stairs, left, then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Okay. Let's see. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Up the stairs. Second on the right is where I spend each night. Stairs. Up the stairs. Left. No, this can't be right. And this, of course, is north? You said doubtfully? Second on the right is where I spend each night. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Up the stairs. It's here. Yeah, I know. Well, that's down the stairs, so it can't be that. Although left, then left again. Second on the right. No, it was dumb. I should have realized that wasn't it. That was silly. Up the stairs. Hardwick Tower. Yeah, I mean, what stairs? Up the stairs, left, then left again. Up the stairs. Left. Left again. Second on the right. Up what stairs? Okay, so if I go up these stairs, can't go left. Okay, so I don't think it's this. That's going downstairs, so it's not that. This one could be going up. Left. Then left again. Second on the right would be here, which doesn't work, so it's not that. It's downstairs again. I think it's got to be these stairs. Left, then left again. Second on the right. No. Left. Left again. Second on the right. These two? No. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Up the stairs, left, and left again. Up the stairs. Left, then left again. No, I'm not. Up the stairs. The grand hallway where you come in. Up the stairs, left. No, wait a minute. Up the stairs. Left, then left again. Is this what they mean by second on the right? No, I am really confused. Right, yeah. Oh, that's right. I was doing this wrong. That's right. Yeah, whoops. That was my mistake. Okay. Up the stairs. So, left and then left again. So, well, these can't be the right stairs then, because left would be here, and then a second left would be here, and there is no, like, right there. So, up the stairs, left, then left again. And second right would be here. There it is. There it is. Bedroom looks like it hasn't been used for some time. A thin layer of dust coats the furnishings and cobwebs decorate every corner. Pulling back the thin curtains lets some light in. But more importantly, they reveal a macabre item that has been hiding on the windowsill all this time. Yeah, it was a little weird. Okay. What a charming item. Yeah, what delightful. All right, this is going to be the last day that we'll do for today. Helena Appleton. I can never get any peace in my house. When am I to find time to do my writing? I tried beeswax, but that makes my ears sore, and besides, I can still hear the shouting and banging at all hours. I heard you might be able to help me. St. John's Anvil. These items have much in common. Right, the plant helps to overcome dental, and anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. Okay. St. John's poppy plant of the same name. Fact that is reflected in their designs. Okay, so some flowery type of thing. So we're looking for, like, flowers. This item, no. flowers. Does one of these mean flower? No. Could be that leaf. Could be this. Nice, because of the leaves. The leaf design. Yes, cat purrs, new pet it. Definitely great game, exactly. Leaves and design, some leaves in the sketch of the plant. Closer inspection reveals it does indeed muffle sounds. Right, I had the sound thing. Gray's grace, worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy. They share the design of a shadow catcher. I want to check something. Sounds are muffled in its presence. I should have checked that. That was my bad that I didn't do that, but it worked out. Oh, Barton Potter. You must be the thaumaturge's apprentice. I bet he's a hard man to work under. He's helped me out more than once in the past, though. And speaking of the past, my eye's been aching again lately. It can't be a good sign. I'd be willing to make a fair trade for an Elvis stone if you have one. First of all, let's find out who you are. The Relic Hunter, Barton Potter. Intelligent, affable, heroic. These are the words that Barton Potter would use to describe himself. Irresponsible, impulsive, and foolhardy are some of the more tasteful terms that those who have dealt with him might use. One thing is not in dispute. He knows how to track down objects, and he certainly knows their worth. He's also no coward, and he bears the scars to prove it. He's one of few who have ventured into the depths of the catacombs and lived to tell the tale. And tell the tale he does at the slightest provocation. All right, let's take a look at what an Elvis stone is. Elvis stones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as braxis or burning blood. Planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that's also reflected in their design. Okay, Selenic. So we talking the moon? Associated with the moon somehow. So maybe this? Gold. Stone, gold. What about this? Silver, stone. Has an ethereal quality to it. Yep. Huzzah! Design features crescent moons, a reflection of the Selenic. The metal is silver associated with the moon. And we discovered an item. Ooh, that's what he's giving me, huh? Verona Green, I assume. I've been doing some reading. See what you make of this. Ambra, these items cause mental fog, a withering of intellect and thought. They are slow to work, requiring several hours to have any effect. Through prolonged use, they can cause the whites of the eyes to turn black and the subject to become deeply disoriented. They produce a noctic field, and people are coming back with black eyes here. That fisherman they found yesterday had been up at Wyatt Beck, so I'm going to see if I can find anything out there. Here I go again, sticking my nose into trouble because I don't seem to be able to listen to that part of me that says, go put the kettle on and let someone else deal with it for a change. It's bloody-minded arrogance to follow that thought up with, but there isn't anyone else, but here we are, and here I am. They do it all wrong anyway. The cat. I've been wearing a pendant that I found in the library, and it does something to me. It gives me an appetite for reading that I cannot control. I was lost in the library for 3 days without eating or sleeping before I managed to take the pendant off and escape. It is rather pretty, though. Someone told me I need a acoustic purifier and that this is the place to get one. Where was this? Where's this library? 26, the Wordsworth Library. Cute. The Wordsworth Library is a quiet haven of books and knowledge, its shelves well stocked and well kept, a place where time slows with every turn of a page. The librarian, Simone, sits at the desk, her focus fixed on her work as always. I found some old books that dig into the history of strange antiquities, she says without looking up. It's very old, you know. I'll be sure to visit if I uncover anything useful. Okay. Well, let's look at this acoustic purifier. A small topaz gemstone known as the eye is placed in a strong-smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Okay, we want something that smells. Small tokens, such as rings or amulets, perhaps, submerged in the liquid left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Alright, so we need a gemstone. Topaz gemstone, right? Thank you for the follow. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Pale yellow. So we're looking for a pale yellow gemstone. It's orange. I don't know that I've seen a pale yellow gemstone. Hey, what's up, Kilgore? Welcome, welcome. Look, doing some more, some Dragon Age tonight, I believe. Some Dragon Age Origins, if I'm not mistaken. Pale yellowy orange, dark green, and black. I don't think this is right. No. Very nice. You been having a good time with Dragon Age this time around? Yeah, I know. I saw that you were able to do it, so that's cool. Does it smell like a rotten egg? Maybe I don't have this thing? Oh, yeah. Oops, that's wrong. Bronze. So that's not a gemstone? Small topaz gemstone. Strong smelling liquid. Oh. Wait a minute. Strong odor. That's what it is. All of a sudden I thought, wait a minute, liquid. The holes in a Valant are roughly equal size and spacing. They're used by the adventurers to help them find their way. A curious pulse can be felt when its power concentrates. Ah, Simone Green, the librarian. I've been working on something that you might find interesting. Did you know that nobody knows who built strange antiquities? It's very old, perhaps the oldest building in Undermere, according to some accounts. Even Eli doesn't know all of its secrets. I've been decoding a journal that he found. It's slow work, but I've made a bit of a breakthrough recently. Have you discovered the plinths below the counter? I've learned they can be used to access the shop's hidden depths, and this journal holds some of the keys. Here's something I discovered late last night. See what you make of it. Alcove key. Horn shackle, evocant, and then a moon something. The writing is dense and spidery, so it's not always easy to decipher. Okay, that's interesting. Librarian Simone Green. So we now found everybody but one person. Simone finished reorganizing the Ambleside Library and came to Undermere in search of a new challenge. She took up swimming in the lake after hearing about the health benefits of cold water, but soon found that she preferred the health benefits of a warm blanket, a roaring fire, and a good book. She manages the collections at the Wordsworth Library, following in her mother's footsteps by taking a special interest in occult writings. So, horn, shackle, evocant, and a moon something. All right, well, horn, shackle, evocant, and a moon something. Elvistone, maybe? No. Checking something. No. This moon one is the one I'm unsure about. Yeah, right? What chicken? Hey, dragon. What would be the moon thing? Could be this. Because Selenic, probably, right? So... Oh, no. This is what it is. I'm putting in the wrong spot. Horn shackle. Evocant. That's what I need to do. Well, what have we here? Okay. Suddenly we have mugs. No, those are liquids. There we go. Okay, so that goes here. Okay. And then this goes here, and this goes here. Okay. So this one goes right after a, or right before a, yep, this goes here. And then this goes right before. Yep. So I've almost got this open. This thing right here is the last thing. I'll make sure I do not miss these here. Okay. Close, close, close. So this is going to be a, it's going to be one of these things. And then some other secret will be revealed. Okay. I'm going to wrap here soon, folks, as soon as this day ends. After years of working in a thundering mill, I'm afraid I'm quite deaf now. I tried St. John's poppy, but I'm looking for a more permanent solution. I'd love to be able to hear my niece's laughter. Hearing charm. I bet I know exactly what that is, actually. I think it's that bat. A simple trinket that amplifies sounds. While generally used by the hard of hearing, they're a curiosity that can be enjoyed by young and old alike. And of course, they have more devious applications too, making it possible to eavesdrop on private conversations. Hearing charms take the form of animals known for their hearing. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, a bat. Boom. Pendant's the shape of a bat, an animal known for its hearing. Closer inspection confirms it enhances hearing ability. Veiled fen. A veiled fen is brightly colored in the light, but it clouds over after a short period in total darkness. They can be used to command attention from individuals or small groups of people. Public speakers sometimes use them as a substitute for charisma. It's funny. Nice. Okay. We're going to end the day. At camp that night, one of the pair had awoken with pain in his left eye. He was alert to the threat at once, recognizing two things at the same time. One, a part of his mind was not his own, and two, the casket wanted to be opened. Hey, Cannonball Head. The maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. The maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. The maiden in the tower points the way. Hardwick Tower? No, it must be this. Galfrey's Tower, 22. Trees here. What? Oh man, I was convinced that was it. Maybe there's another tower? A second tower? Buried among the trees. Hey, what's up, Cat Pig? So it's not there, huh? Making sure I'm not missing something silly. No, doesn't look like it. In the tower, buried among the trees. I'd love to get this done and then save it here. Jacob's Folly. Lady Rosalind built the Folly in memory of her husband, lost to the lake, or so the story goes. Now it stands wind-worn and empty, overlooking the water. I checked the turret just in case. Nothing but dust and old stones. Love doesn't leave much behind. That's not it. Okay, that's fine. I climb the narrow winding stair to the top of the tower and am rewarded with views across Lake Undermere. I'm not alone in the tower. Standing in the center of the circular platform is a statue of a young woman, the maiden. Her outstretched arm points due east across the rooftops of Undermere and beyond. Points due east. Here? Yeah! I find what I'm looking for in a small cavity carved into a sturdy oak tree. I look around half expecting to see someone, but there's nobody there. I take my prize and leave, feeling my mood lifted by the smell of damp moss and the gentle rush of wind through the treetops. Huzzah! All right. Go here. Okay. Pet the cat. One last time. Very cool game. All right, main menu. I assume this is already saved. Just to be on the safe side. Yep. There's where I just placed everything. Very, very cool. This is a very neat game. Very slick. Really, really interesting. 23% is unlocked, huh? I have earned 5. Let me see. What are the achievements? Explorer. Solved my first clue card. My friend's rank. Legendary. Look at all these legendaries. Legendary. Apprentice. Identify 10 items. Legendary. Sanity restored. Win the dice game. Legendary. Put the mask on Jupiter. Legendary. Business as usual. Legendary. Absolutely legendary in my achievements. Very cool, though. Very neat. I have heard that somewhere in like the, because I thought this was about a 3 to 4 session game, and I think that feels right. So this should lead us into December, I think. But that's very cool. I really like that a lot. There's a lot going on there too, and again, I like the vibe. It's again, it's sort of like that Dredge vibe. Looks like a bug, or I hacked it. I did. It was a long play, so I could get the much coveted GOG Galaxy achievements that everyone wants. But I had made I had looked into it a bit. I had heard about it from somewhere. I don't remember exactly where I heard about it from. And I was like, this seems kind of cool. And I was thinking that it might be worth trying out and checking out. And now the time has come to make it available for me to give it a shot. So very cool. Very neat. All right. Well, that, however, is going to do it for me, folks. I've got to rise up on out of here. I got to have some dinner. I got to help my daughter with some homework. I got a lot of work I got to do myself with grading and the like, but that was a lot of fun. We will definitely continue this next week and get a little bit more into some strange antiquities. So don't forget that man that you just saw over there, Kilgore Trout, is going to be back at you in a few hours with more Dragon Age Origins. I will be back on my own channel on Thursday night with more of the incredible game that rhymes with Blindal, Blandesy, Black Dicks, Bleebles Blonicles, let's say, which is amazing, and I'm having an incredible blast with. And then over the weekend, more tabletop role playing stuff with my long running Eberron Infinity and Beyond campaign, which is in its final season. So now is the time to check it out. But otherwise, if you liked what you saw and heard today, I hope you will follow us here on GogComm's Twitch channel. I hope you'll subscribe to us here on GogComm's Twitch channel, and I hope you will consider clicking through and checking out our own channels, because we have our own Patreons and subsystems and stuff like that that we always appreciate as well. Otherwise, thanks to GOG for the code on this. This was great. I'm really enjoying it. I will be looking forward to playing more of this next week. And yeah, I will see you either on my channel on Thursday night or later in the weekend, or I will see you next week for back here for episode next week 495, closing in on 500, 495 of Pen and Pixels next week with more of Strange Antiquities. But until then, make sure to stop by and check out Kilgore Trout Tonight with Dragon Age Origins, and I will see all of you lovely folks soon. Until then, everyone, please be good to each other, as I always say, and otherwise, that's it for now. Much love. I'll catch you soon. Bye for now. Sun is hidden far from